What's up, guys? Moneyman Lalo here, and tomorrow we have a huge event between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Saturday, January 31st at the MSG in New York. Now, Teo's treating this as a sink or swim fight for his legacy. I think if he loses, he can still get some fights, but I think this is the end of Teofimo's era being a pay-per-view fighter. And if Shakur wins, then he has this huge name under his belt, and that adds it to his legacy now. And I think he's going to be even more avoided than what he already is at 140 pounds. I mean, if he wins the belt, I'm not too sure he would stay at 140 and defend it. He's been talking about going back down to 135. He likes being at that lighter weight class. We'll see what happens if he wins that title Saturday night. Now, Shakur is one of the best in his current weight class of 135, and he's moving up to 140 to be the challenger and take on the takeover Teofimo Lopez. But Shakur has had a title in 3 different divisions, and if he wins tomorrow's fight, this would be his 4th division. But we'll talk more about the main event at the end. For the undercard, the co-main event, we have the return of Keyshawn Davis. He's been out for a little under a year. He's still undefeated at 13-0 with 9 knockouts. He got that knockout versus Lemos. He got that knockout versus Dennis Berchink. He's just an overall good fighter. He's a great fighter. Sucks to see that he was suffering from mental health issues. I'm glad he's back, but he's taking on Jermaine the Technician Ortiz, who has 20 wins, 2 losses. One of them is to Teofimo, and the other one, I believe, is to Lomachenko. He has 10 knockouts. Ortiz is someone who fought Teo, and I didn't like that fight from Ortiz. I think he ran. I know he used his footwork, and he's named the Technician, and he's a boxer. He's not really a counterpuncher or an actual brawler, pressure fighter. He's a boxer. So you had to take the fight to him. But I think that fight, he expected Teo to get frustrated and just like give up or something. I don't understand the difference between ring generalship and footwork and then just straight up running across the fucking ring. Ortiz would get a little bit of offense from Teofimo, and Ortiz would be on the other end of the ring, and then Ortiz would step in with the jab, trying to give his offense back to Teofimo, and then at any chance that Teofimo was going to throw back, Ortiz would be halfway across the other side of the ring. I didn't like Jermaine Ortiz's style that whole fight. It's no brainer that he lost that fight. Teofimo didn't look the best, though. He looked sloppy at times. His footwork wasn't the best either. His feet were always kind of squared and not planted how they're supposed to be. But this video is not about them. It's about Keyshawn and Jermaine, who are going to fight tomorrow night. I say all that to get to the point of what does this mean for Keyshawn. Basically, Keyshawn Davis got to cut off the ring and land those body shots early so Jermaine Ortiz doesn't have his legs that whole fight. If Ortiz can't run from the power punches, then he's going to have to brawl with Keyshawn, and we know who the heavier puncher is just by looking at the records. And if you're going to fight with Keyshawn, we saw what he did to Lemos, we saw what he did to Berchink, 2 previous champions. I don't expect Ortiz to go all 12 rounds and fight versus the younger, stronger Davis. He might have a little ring rust, but I don't think that's going to help him too much. And then looking at the odds for these two, is Keyshawn Davis is a -700, so he's the favorite to win. Jermaine Ortiz is a +400, so he's the underdog coming into this fight. Keyshawn Davis by KO is a +138. Davis by points is a +110. That's as close to even money as you'll get if you are picking Davis to win. But if you think Ortiz takes the dub by knockout or decision, Ortiz by knockout is +1,000, and then Ortiz on points is a +700. Now, what am I picking? I'm going to go ahead and say Keyshawn Davis by knockout at a +138. It's not the biggest risk, so it's not the biggest payout, but I do think it is the safest outcome for this fight. The keys to victory for Keyshawn this fight is to take away Ortiz's legs early and then get that timing for the left hook on Ortiz, because he can't be touched. He can't be timed when he steps in for that jab or he lunges in. He's not inactive for the whole 12 rounds. Like, he does throw some punches, but when he gets a taste of offense coming back to him, that's when he's across the ring on the other side of the ropes. And make him fight on the ropes. Corner him, cut off the ring, do whatever you can to get him where you are within arm's reach, basically. Just cut off the ring and don't let him move around and squirm as much as he does. Now, on the other hand, the keys to victory for Ortiz is cardio, move. Not that much, but left and right, take 2 steps back. And when I say move, I mean in a way how Inoue does it, where he's in and out of range, but he's not across the ring. He just takes 1 or 2 steps back, and then he comes back in to get his offense going. But the way Ortiz moves, it reminds me of how William Skull and Canelo fought. Ortiz would be with Skull. He's just running around, jumping around, throwing a jab here and there to say that he's boxing, but I thought he was running. And it didn't win him the fight versus Teofimo anyway, so why even do it? Don't try it again this time versus Keyshawn, because there's already a blueprint on how to beat Ortiz, and Teofimo showed that blueprint. Lomachenko showed the blueprint. Keyshawn just has to learn from those 2 fights and find out what weaknesses Ortiz has to fit him into his game plan and to fight this and fit him into his game plan. So that's one key to victory is cardio. The head movement, evading those hooks and those jabs from Keyshawn Davis, because Keyshawn is a power puncher. And then when he is throwing punches at you and you can't run because your back is against the ropes or something, clinch. Clinch is okay. I know fans don't like the clinch, but fighters sometimes need to do it. Caleb Plant did it versus Benavidez. Haney did it versus Norman. He tried it versus Ryan. But yeah, the clinch is a great tool in boxing. It stops the offense. It gives you time to breathe. It separates the 2 fighters. It's a great defensive tool. To me, clinching is not as bad as running. I'd rather see some clinching than some running across the ring or being on the other side of the ring when your opponent's still in the other corner because he doesn't want to chase you. And, you know, this card did have a fight scheduled between Carlos Adames and Austin Ammo Williams. That fight is canceled. Williams, I believe, is still going to fight. I don't know against who. Adames had to pull out. He claims it was because of a weight cut, I believe. And some people are speculating that it was an injury. We don't know exactly what was going on right now. Carlos Adames and Austin Williams will not be taking place tomorrow night. Looks like Ammo Williams is still going to fight, and he's going to get those rounds in. We don't know with who yet. I like Ammo Williams. Hopefully he can get that win and we can see that fight versus Adames. I really do want to see that fight. I was excited for that one after seeing Williams. I forgot who he fought last, but he was wearing the yellow shorts and boxing gloves. He looked like a bumblebee, and that was an entertaining fight. So I really wanted to see how Ammo Williams can compare and fight for a title this time around. And on the undercard, we have the return of Bruce Shushu Carrington versus Carlos Castro for a WBC title. And then as well as the return of Jarrell Miller after getting a draw with Andy Ruiz last summer. For the main event of the evening, the 2 highly respected fighters in Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Don't be surprised when Shakur uses the ring tactically and chooses his defense to be his offense. He's going to make Teofimo slip. He's going to make Teofimo mad. He's going to frustrate him. He'll be able to win this fight if he can do that. If Teofimo looks sloppy and sluggish and just looks like an amateur in there because he can't get his offense going and he can't touch Shakur, then Shakur is going to win this fight off points. Now, Shakur is known to have weak hands. He has said it himself. He hurts them often, and that's why he's so defensively savvy, is because he can't be a power puncher when your hands keep getting broken. Basically the same way Mayweather did, and a lot of people compare Mayweather to Shakur, or Shakur to Mayweather, my apologies. But that is one way for Shakur to win, is frustrate Theo and make him lunge, make him miss. Stevenson has the best footwork between these 2 fighters. Basically, what I'm expecting Stevenson to do is be like the Matador and hold the red cape out in front of Lopez, and have Lopez just run through and Shakur move out the way. So if he could do that the whole 12 rounds, then this is going to be an easy night for Shakur. But I don't see Shakur winning by stoppage unless Theo quits being frustrated. Shakur does not have that power. Now, Teofimo needs to cut off the ring, use his jab and footwork more efficiently, push Shakur up on the ropes, dictate the pace of the fight as well. Don't let Shakur dictate that pace by moving back. You got to go after him and apply that pressure, non-stop pressure actually, for 12 rounds. I can see Shakur taking a loss because he took too many punches or ran around the ring for 12 rounds. But this fight, it does have the potential to be a snooze fest. I will say that. Both fighters will most likely not do anything for the first 2 or 3 rounds, just trying to read each other out. They might not want to engage for those 2-3 rounds. In the first round, as soon as the bell rings, he's got to come out and apply that pressure, or else he's going to lose that fight if he lets Shakur find his rhythm. And now on paper, if you're looking to gamble on this fight, we have Shakur Stevenson at a -300 and then Teofimo Lopez at a +225. And these odds are provided by BetMGM. I'm using their sportsbook app. Shakur to win by knockout is a +600. And then Shakur to win on points is a -190. So basically the odds makers are picking Shakur to win this fight on points by 2-1 favorite. Basically every $2 you put in, you'll get 1 in return. Now Lopez by KO is a +700, and then Lopez on points is a +450. And that's what I would take, is the +450 on points by Lopez. Because if you take Lopez to just win flat out, it's a +225. So it's a bigger bang for your buck to take the Lopez on points. But we have never seen Shakur get knocked out. He's never been beaten, so there is no blueprint on that. And that's the tricky part on that one. Lopez has been beat by Kambosos, a fighter who lost to Devin Haney 2 times, a fighter who lost to Lomachenko, and then Loma retired after that fight, I believe. So was it just an off night, a fluke for Teofimo, or was he really the unskilled and mismatched guy to fight Kambosos? See, come fight night Saturday, January 31st. I will finish this video off with saying that Shakur has a better footwork and ring IQ and a better defense. So naturally, I would pick him to win, right? I'm taking Teofimo just because of the fact that Shakur isn't a known power puncher, and Teofimo can finish a fight with 1 punch. But Shakur has to evade punches for 12 rounds, not just 1, if he wants to win this fight. And that's why I'm picking Teo. I think he can end it. I think Teo will get a knockdown. I don't know if he'll knock out Shakur, but I think he will get a knockdown. So I'm picking Teofimo Lopez to win after getting a knockdown in the second half somewhere and win by decision. What do you guys think about this fight? What do you guys think about my prediction and this fight? Will you be rooting for Brooklyn or Jersey this fight? And are you excited to see Keyshawn's return to the ring? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm Moneyman Lalo, and this was On Paper Sports.